So I have a computer that I got secondhand. Now the power supply doesn't have any of the extra cables with it. It only had one for the GPU, but I want to add a hard drive, but I don't have the cables. Now I have a bunch of extra cables from other power supplies, but I need to make sure that it's the correct cable because as you can see here, this one's a SATA cable. This one here is also a SATA cable, but the pinouts on the cables are different. If you'll see here, this top right one goes into the middle. On this one, the top right cable goes to the far left. So if I was to hook up this cable or this cable, the pinout at the end, when you plug it into your SATA drive, you might put 12 volts to the 5 volt or the 3.3 volt wire, and you'll fry your hard drives. So you can't swap them, even though these look identical. They're actually pinned out differently at the connector. So how do we check and make sure that this one's compatible with this power supply? I quickly looked up online and looked for the power supply, and you can see each one of these should be 5 volt, this should be 3.3, this should be 12. Now I go and confirm on my power supply because this could be a different a layout. Each power supply has their own pinouts. So to test it, I could take my multimeter here. So to check it, I'm going to take the multimeter, put my ground probe, and then I'm going to check the middle hole. And I should have 5 volts on this middle one. 5 volts. The one below it, 5 volts. Bottom right should be yellow, so 12 volts. And bottom left would be the 3.3. So now we know that the pinout here matches what we saw in the diagram. So 5 volts in the middle, 12 volt bottom right. Now we have to take our cable. And if I compare it with another cable here, so I have this one here that's a stock cable. And this one has the yellow. So if you go where the 90-degree angle is, that should be where the orange wire, which is a 3.3 volt. So now if I take the angle here, so this outside wire should be wired to the orange pin. So I have to follow that wire all the way back to the connector. And at the connector here, so here's the L shape there. So this outside wire should be orange. Follow it all the way up the cable. Now this wire here, where it connects in, should be going to where the orange pin is. And I can see on this one, it's not. That orange pin is going to the 12 volt bottom corner here. So this is not the correct cable. You'll fry the hard drives if you use it. Now this one here, let me just unwrap it. You can see here. This one here, you find where that 90 is. It's right here. It should be this outside wire. So again, we follow this all the way down the wire. And we see this one here. This one is the orange wire. If I put it upside down, that wire goes into where the 3.3 pin is. So this cable will be compatible. This other one, you'll fry your drives.